Yo, so what's up? So here's the question that I got, right? I have very many ideas, I'm trying a lot of things. I hate what I do and things are not working. I hate my art, I'm demotivated. What should I do? I want to do what my heart wants, but I'm stuck in a job. What can I do? So that's the question. These are the questions that I want to tackle today, right? Got this email from doodle underscore apt. So send a detailed long email. I don't want to show the nuances of the email, but sort of there are some couple of questions which I want to address and talk about myself. So one, I have very many ideas. I'm trying a lot of things. In his own course, I have hundreds of ideas, either not working on those or not able to do it. And when I pen it down, I'm not achieving what I intended to do, and then I just quit. Well, I can relate to that because I have very many ideas too, right? Let's talk about solutions. That's the whole point of this thing, right? Let's try to come up with actionable solutions to these things, right? Hope this thing is recording. Wait. Yeah, it's recording. So, solutions. One, I have very many ideas too, like lots of ideas. So yesterday I was just pissed. For the past week or so, here's the story, right? I've been trying my own fitness thingy for like a while. I have my own fitness goals. I've been on this journey of fitness. That's one of the side things that I do for like almost 10 years right now. I've been working out since 2013, but have nothing to show for. I have tried lots of routines, tried lots of things, tried lots of stuff. Most of them didn't work. And until I came across a couple of things which allowed me to change my mindset. God damn it, the sun bloody thing is blown on my face, right? Allowed me to change a certain mindset, and all of a sudden it clicked, right? It clicks. And so what is the point right there, right? We have many things, we are trying a lot of things, and most of them are not working because we expect them to work in a certain way. Awesome, good. That's the problem, I think, right? We expect things to work in a certain way. Let me just close the door because I need some privacy when I'm doing these mini podcasts, right? Yeah, there you go. Cool, nice. So we're trying a lot of things and we expect them to go a certain way, and it won't, right? The problem is this: false expectations or unrealistic expectations. So Kesha, what can you learn from this whole thing, right? What can you learn from this whole thing too? Let's say it takes someone 1,000 drawings to get good at something in reality, and the person starts their artistic journey and they're like 100 drawings in, and they think after 100 drawings I'll be fine, I'll be good, but they're not. Why? Because in reality they need 1,000 drawings, not 100 drawings to get good at something. So they're constantly thinking, I'm 100 more drawings away from my goal. They try, they do it, it's not enough, they don't get the results they want. That's what happens. That's what happened to me, right? I always thought I was like one 90-day challenge away from my ideal fitness goals, my fitness body. Oh, I'm just 12 weeks away from getting a six-pack abs like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Zac Efron from Baywatch. I don't aim for that stuff, but anyways, I do aim for that actually. No, I'm lying. We all want that aesthetic, good-looking body, right? I'm fairly fit. Right, I can be more fitter. I want to do more, but I always think that. But just most of the time, that unrealistic expectation it doesn't work. Maybe I need to turn off the screen away from me so that I don't see myself, because I get a bit more self-conscious. So that is one, right? I have many ideas. You're trying a lot of things. That's also the second problem, right? You have so many ideas and you're trying a lot of things. It's good. There needs to be a space and time for experimentation. Kesha, all these things are advices for me. I'm in no mood, right, or any way I want to give advice for other people. So you have very many ideas. Great. You try them all out. Awesome. Why don't you just stop trying, pick one thing that you remotely like, and just go all in on that thing? Because that's one of the things that I've been doing for the past 2 or 3 years, constantly cutting down the amount of things that I'm doing so that I can actually be successful at things. Because like once I started focusing on things, success starts to, it started to come to me, in terms of, say, financial, in terms of mental peace and well-being, in terms of like something to show for. Because Truthless, right, that guy has a great video on the advice that changed his life, right? He mentioned one of the advices his mentor gave him, which was, you can't just constantly put a brick in new place and expect to build different kinds of buildings. Meaning, in the sense, if you want to build one building, you got to put the brick in the same place, not in like different places, right? So that is the thing. So number one, right, unrealistic expectations. Let's stop that. It's not even let's stop that. Let's maybe understand the reality of things, and maybe the things that we want might actually take more time and effort that we think it might take, right? That is one. Number two, stop trying too many things. I mean, fine, you try it for a while, just pick something that you remotely like and just sort of go at it. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be the best, right? So that is another thing. And here's the next question that he asked. We have 3 basic questions that we're tackling in this video. I hate my art and don't know what to do about it. He draws something and I'm demotivated by it. This is a couple of things, right? You're going to suck at a lot of things. There is a popular saying in the fitness community. They constantly call this, I think that's what I got it at least, they call this embrace the suck. That means you're gonna suck at a lot of things for a long period of time, so might as well embrace the suck, right? It's just gonna be there. It's not gonna go away, and it's not gonna go away especially you jump from one thing to another thing, right? You're just gonna start a new thing and you're gonna suck at the new thing. Right? So that is the thing right there, right? So embrace the suck, embrace the suck. So let's get more practical, right? Like, you hate your art, you draw it, you hate it, because that's probably because you're comparing it to other people. That's the thing. You're comparing your work, your piece of work with your current level of skill to someone who is way ahead of you, who has a completely different life experience than you, and who is doing a lot of things that you're not doing or you are doing, right? Here's an example, right? Like, whenever I see a piece of see some artist, right, sometimes I get jealous, right? I'm like, man, how the hell are they able to do that, right? Wow, it's like amazing. It's like, this is so cool. They have done this, they have done that. And then I bring myself to reality, like, Kesha, buddy, listen, they are good at this thing because this is the only thing that they're doing. This is not the only thing that you're doing. You're doing very many other things. You probably have a day job. You are working on a project. You're working on another project. You're doing other things. This, that, blah, 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 blah. You have probably spent your 20s or early teens or early 30s working on a skill that is different from that person. And you're probably good at that thing, but that person is probably not good at that thing, right? And you're just comparing apples and oranges, and it's not fair for yourself, for that other person. So why are you comparing yourself, right? So that is one. And two, don't simply get demotivated by just looking at your current state and reality. It's very hard. I mean, easier said than done, right? It's like, the problem is, you don't like the place that you're in, and it's fine. It's fine to not like it. But the beautiful thing is this, right? I just came across this thing yesterday, this idea, right? Acceptance. Accepting the place that you're in. And that doesn't mean that you're okay with the place that you're in, right? Here's what that beautiful quote was. Like, I was going to share it on this week's newsletter, right? Self-acceptance entails our willingness to experience, to make real to ourselves, without denial or evasion, that we think what we think, feel what we feel, and have done what we have done. Here's the thing. Self-acceptance is the precondition of change and growth. I cannot learn from a mistake I cannot accept having made. That means it's like, look at your current reality without any denial, without any judgment. Just look at it, see it for what it is. Obviously you want to change it. Yeah, clearly, right? So let's go ahead and change that. But we cannot go ahead and change it without accepting one responsibility for the fact that we actually put ourselves in that place, because that's what winners do, right? Like, there is a thing called winners and losers. Winner mentality, losing mentality. Like, winners, they take responsibility for whatever that has happened in their life. I know it's very hard, right? So it's a hard thing. It's very hard to sort of implement it in day-to-day lives as well. And you think you're doing it, but you're not most of the time. Trust me, I would know, because I thought I was taking responsibility for every aspect of my life. I wasn't. Certain aspects I was still blaming other people. Like, really stopping ourselves and saying, hey, I'm going to take responsibility for the situation. I am in control of my own destiny, and I am actually going to go ahead and do the thing that I want to do, right? So then that means I have made certain mistakes. Yes, I have done that. It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and change it, right? That is the thing. That is the goal right there. So that is what I feel, right? For the second thing, it's like, I hate my art, don't know what to do about it, I'm demotivated. Like, who cares? Really? Like, now, if the old Kesha would probably say, man, hey man, it's all right, go ahead, go do it. But in all honesty, buddy, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna give a shite. Should I keep this thing hold PG-13? Maybe, I don't know, maybe not, right? Nobody gives a shit. And just do you. You're responsible for you. And that is a cruel part of thing, right? Sometimes it feels very lonely when you think about it like that, right? Nobody's there for you. I mean, there are people there for you, but not in the ways you think. So if there are people there for you, be grateful for them. You're lucky. If there are not, good, awesome, less baggage. Right? So yeah, so that is a thing. So yeah, so this is like a long video, long ass video, because you've written a long ass email for me. Right? And also, right, you just say, I don't know how and when this journey will end. It will never end, right? And that's all there is to it. At the end of the day, it's like this journey you got to do. This is the cool part, right? We all go after a goal, we forget the journey, and it's as cliche as it sounds, it is about the goal at the end of the day, right? But what makes the goal worthwhile is the journey that we take to go there, to an extent, right? Am I right? Maybe not, right? But the thing is, you want the journey to end. It won't. And that's all you'll ever have. And two, you got to adopt a kind of a mentality or identity of a person who actually does this for a long time. For example, one of the shifts that I made in terms of my fitness was like, I want this goal of this sort of like a physique, this kind of weight, this kind of body fat percentage, this, that, blah, blah. Then it's like, no, that's the wrong goal right there. It's a good goal to have, right? It will determine the direction that you want to go in, right? But what are some of the steps, or what is the kind of identity, what are the kind of person that we need to be in order to achieve that goal? Because that's what you need to develop, not the goal. The goal is just the rudder that what do you say, points you in a particular direction. In a ship, the goal is the rudder. It's the sail. It just determines the direction, not the sail actually. The sail is the engine, right? So in a ship, given ship, I think I've messed up that analogy right there. In a ship, you got the rudder, which determines direction, you got the engine, right? The goal is the rudder. It points you in a direction, but it won't take you anywhere, right? The engine is the thing that takes you there, because it's the action steps that you need to take, and also the kind of person you need to be in order to get that. So if your goal is to go somewhere, you got to adopt an identity or the kind of person you have to be in order to get there. So that is one. And I see that you hate your job right now, right? That's another thing. You're working as a designer in a reputed company, working on instead of working on what your heart really wants to. Man, dude, buddy, let me tell you something. Like, you think I like my job? 97%, no, I don't, right? Like, most of the days it's boring. Like, that's what I thought, right? I thought if I quit my job, I will, I'll go into business with myself and I'll be happy. That's like a big fat lie people are selling you. Like, do not believe it, right? I'm an artist, for crying out loud. Like, this is something that I'm actually absolutely like set on. Nothing in life will make you happy if the things that you're doing does not make you happy. Obviously, there are nuances to it. If you're like in extreme pain and suffering, that's a different thing, right? But in scenarios like this, right, it won't make you happy. What will make you happy is the kind of person that you are doing a piece of job. So Keshav, remember that. What will make you happy? The kind of person that you are doing something. It's not necessarily the thing. Of course, it matters to an extent. Or does it? Maybe it doesn't actually. Because in a book called So Good They Can't Ignore You, right? Cal Newport. It's a great book. I was reading that thing. And the more you read that book, the more you realize. And not just from that book. I read that book like 7 years ago. And from my own experience over the past 5 or 6 years. Like very little life experience in the context of other people's life experience, right? It's like, it's not what you do, it's how you do the thing. That's what makes the job interesting. And what makes you actually like your job is not the thing that you think that you like. It's not doing the thing that you think you like. Do you get what I mean? That's not what makes your life more meaningful and happy. What actually makes it more happy and more fun and more meaningful is being good or striving to be good at the thing that you're doing. And if you constantly do that, what happens is you will develop passion. Same thing goes with the job, same thing goes with relationships, same thing goes with 90% of the things. This whole passion lie that we are being sold to, right? It's like, follow your passion, you will be fine, you will be broke as shit. That's what will happen. Because like a dog follows its passion. Dog is passionate. Just runs around chasing its tail. That's following your passion. I know some of you might not agree with this, and I think probably I'm not giving enough context, and that is totally fine. A human being, right? We seek more than just the emotion of passion, because emotions fade. What is there in reality, in actuality, is how useful and how good are we at the thing that we're doing, and how useful it is for ourselves and for other people around us. So if you're a designer, why don't you go ahead? Probably you can transition from this job, right? Right now at this point in time. I've got another podcast. You can go and check that out. How to transition from your day job. But maybe why don't you go ahead and try to do the thing that you're already doing really well. Easier said than done. You probably hate it. Great. I hate it. I hate what I'm doing. How can I make it how can I make it turn it into something that I like doing? Well, we can start by setting a vision for ourselves in terms of the thing that excites us, right? In terms of the skills that we can gain that is universally applicable, not just in that job, but also another job. For example, if I'm doing a project right now, I'm not exactly so fond of that project. Great. Can I develop certain skills during that project, which I can take and universally apply to other things, right? For example, I do these videos. Why do I do these things? Because I want to talk, I want to clarify my thinking, and at the same time, I want to add value to other people, right? I'm practicing these things. I'm also practicing talking in front of camera more because it's a skill, and trust me, you need to practice it, right? Also, I like to talk to you guys, and yeah, so that's how you can do it, right? So many thinking, so many thoughts. And like, buddy, I know you're lost, right? Like everybody's lost. Like that thing will never go away. But things get clearer, more clearer as you age, as you do things, as you gain skills, as you get good at things. And it does not exactly matter what path you pick. It's like, what path do you pick and how well you do it? Obviously, just pick something that you remotely like. But the thing that we're being sold, right, this constant passion myth that we're being sold is like, you should absolutely love that thing from day one, or else you're doing something wrong and you're probably on the wrong path in life. That is so not true, and it's so out of touch from reality. It does not make any sense whatsoever, right? Like for example, right, my girlfriend, right, she wanted to be a doctor, but she didn't get to be a doctor. I mean, there were some reservations, some other things that we do in this country, great country, right? So she couldn't get to be a doctor. She became a physiotherapist, you know, instead of, because she couldn't get the MBBS seat. She was pissed at first, but after 5 years of doing it, she absolutely loves it. She wants to be the best physiotherapist she can be. And I was like, I'm so happy for her, right? So that's awesome. That's so cool, right? I see that. I was once going on an auto rickshaw here, right? We drive in autos here. And like a couple of years back, and I asked that guy, it's like, hey, what do you want to do with life? The auto rickshaw driver guy. And he was like, I really love driving this auto. I want to do this thing for a long time. I was like, man, it didn't make any sense. You don't want to do more with your life? Obviously, it's like you can get yourself settled in mediocrity, and I'm not saying, but the thing is, he's finding such immense mastery in just focusing on that thing. He probably wants to be really good at driving an auto. He wants to figure out how to drive that small piece of vehicle in the most efficient way possible. Can you figure out the nuances of that thing? Can he transfer that skill to something else, right? So it's like, whatever you do it well, do it best. So those are some of the thoughts for the day. And obviously, right, it's easier said than done. So why do we talk about these things? We talk about these things so that we can get the action steps clear, so that we can go ahead and take those actions. So what are some of the action steps in this video? Stop having unrealistic expectations. Most of the things that you want to achieve would probably take more time than you think it would take. Number 2, take responsibility for everything that you have in life, right? It's fine. You do things regardless of whatever has happened. Just move forward. You take responsibility for everything, even though it's not, quote unquote, your fault. I'm saying responsibility and not fault, because that's like a big definition big difference within that. Because like blaming yourself is not the thing. Taking responsibility is something different. I'm not able to define it yet. Maybe I'll be able to define it further in the future. So that is number 2. And number 3, what was the second thing? What was the second thing which he asked for? I hate my art. Yeah, well, gotta do more art. And being demotivated and stopping your thing isn't going to help you in any way, shape, or form. I hate the animated short film. I mean, I don't hate it. I kind of like it. Some of the shots I hate it. Right? The first animated short film that we made, I don't like it that much. Well, I'll stop. Great. Awesome. That is what a true poor person would do. I mean, like not trying to bash poor people, and just poor in the mindset area, not in wealth area. That's what a poor person with a poor mindset would do. They do something, they will face failure, and they will stop doing it. That is the hallmark of a poor person with a poor mindset. Poor person in the sense mindset wise. Some people might cut this and put it out of context. You bloody buckos, right? So yeah, so that's the deal, folks. Do the thing that you're already doing really well, really well, and we'll be fine. So yeah, that is it. Hope this helps. Send me your questions to kesh@keshar.in. Talk to me. We'll have conversations such as this. If you have any questions you want to ask, put it over there. I'll respond to them. And also, if you want to check out my courses, and if you want to draw like me, check out Drawing Cam down below in the links in the description. Or if you want a shorter program, check out my other course, Cartooning People from Life. Links for that also down in the description. So thank you for your valuable time. Hope this was useful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.